Rocco's going to come on next with a movie review, but I just want to mention a couple of upcoming events in Long Beach worth mentioning. First, there's going to be a stage play at the MLK Center. That's Saturday night, March 21st at 7 p.m. with my friend James Hodge. It's called For Better or For Worse. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. That's next Saturday, March 21st, 7 p.m. at the MLK Center, 615 Riverside Boulevard. And then also next Saturday, March 21st, at the Long Beach VFW, 675 West Park Avenue, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., Empty Bowls and Earths are collaborating on a project to raise awareness for hunger and homelessness. This pasta dinner is only $10 prepaid, so it's a great event to raise awareness for hunger and homelessness. That's next Saturday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Long Beach VFW. And coming up later in the month, March 27th to 29th, Folk to Funk Music Festival led by my friend Joanna Matheson. And it's at the Long Beach Library, and it's totally free. And we will have a video on our website, on our Halftime Howie radio show page coming up tomorrow night. Rocco, what's cooking in the movie world?
Yes, thank you very much, Howie. The movie that I'm doing this week is none other than the live-action version of Cinderella from Disney. It is directed by Kenneth Branagh, and it stars Lily James, Helena Bonham Carter, and Cate Blanchett. Of course, you know, the story of Cinderella does not need much of an introduction. It's about a young girl who her father dies, and her stepmother becomes wickedly cruel towards her, and, you know, gaining favor over her own daughters versus her. And then once she has an opportunity, though, to change her life when the prince is searching for an heir, and there's a ball, basically. And, you know, we all know the story because Disney did Cinderella back in 1950. It is one of their most archetypal animated movies. It's one of their best. And as far as this new movie is concerned, it's very well made, definitely. Kenneth Branagh does this movie, and Kenneth Branagh is known for his, you know, adaptations of Shakespeare films like Henry V and Much Ado About Nothing. And he does a very, very good job with this film, despite the fact that, you know, the Cinderella story is something we kind of know all too well. And even though, like, they take a lot of the original animated Disney film, they don't do it completely like it. It's enough where, you know, you kind of appreciate it, but it's not too much where you feel like it's completely useless. There are moments of grandeur in the film that the live action really benefits from, and, you know, it's more realistic. It's, you know, kind of a little less kiddie than the 1950 film was, and I think it's one that I think, even though it doesn't really add anything new to Cinderella, it's still a really great film. I think that kids will like it. Adults, you know, who grew up on the original Cinderella, you know, when they were kids, you know, like myself, I enjoyed it, you know, on both levels. I think it's a film that everybody's going to enjoy, and it's because it's not very complicated. They don't do much to complicate it or change it. It's just a great piece of family entertainment in terms of the production and everything. And so I definitely give Cinderella 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much.
Rocco, stay right there. Rocco, you've been with me about 4 years now?
Yes, sir.
And we've always done our shows in Long Beach Island Park, but next week we're doing this huge show in Boston. I believe you've never even been to Boston, right?
No, I haven't. My folks have been to Boston last year, and they told me great things about it.
Talk about Rocco as
yes.
a personal point of view. How excited are you for going to Boston and doing this show at the Jimmy Fund next Sunday? How excited are you for this?
Oh my, it's just a tremendous honor. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches, really, because I never imagined, you know, doing this broadcast, I would ever be doing anything like this to go to Boston. And I'm really happy to have this opportunity, you know, not just to go to Boston, which I've never been to, and I'm really excited to see, but just to be, you know, to be on the road with you and the rest of the crew here at Broadcasting on the Beach. And it's a really special thing. I feel like it's a second family here, and we really have a great time together. And I feel like we're going to have a wonderful time, you know, going to Boston, seeing the sights, even going to the motel that we're going to be staying at, and you know, doing the event and doing the broadcast. And I'm just really excited. I mean, it's just a complete honor and privilege.
Yeah, and you know, we're going to be going to on Saturday, going into Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market, the the North End. I mean, Boston is a city with so rich in history and doing things like I'm sure you've never done in your life, like taking a trolley ride. You've never been on a trolley. I mean, things like that. It's just going to be a very, I think, a very exciting and unique experience taking in such an old and historic city like Boston.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely because Boston was, Massachusetts was one of the original colonies of America, and just to see the history of this, and a lot of it's really been preserved. I mean, it's not like New York City and in Manhattan where everything's a little bit more modernized, but this is like there's a lot of richness and cultural tradition, and it's just going to be enjoyable on multiple levels, not just seeing the sights and seeing the people, but seeing the history behind it. That's really going to excite me on multiple levels and make this something that I will never forget.
Absolutely. All right, we have another great segment coming up. Joe Satriano, before we go to break.